darling. This is your last 5K before your surgery.
Indeed it is. And I'm excited. It is a little chilly out here, but if it weren't for us knowing Nancy, I probably wouldn't go out. I'd be like, well, it's a little cold. But I'm excited for her. She's going to put on something amazing, and, it'll be my last hurrah for a little while.
How long exactly?
There's no, exact to it. I would say a few months. I'm only allowed to walk after that. So, 2 or 3 months or so. And then we'll see how it goes from there. Just pick up with them. But I can't do things that work with your core. So, when you run, you do a good job holding on. But I'm not allowed to do that kind of stuff after the surgery for a little while. And I really don't want to rip my guts open.
Understandable. So do you have any kind of goal for today, or are you more excited just to see how it goes from today till maybe a few months after your surgery, or the first time you do a 5K after your surgery? Like a comparison kind of thing?
I don't really think I'm in it for comparison or competition or anything like that. I'm excited to be with my family today.
Okay.
I'm excited to be with, participating in our friends' race. So today, I'm going to go out there and do my thing, but I'm also, I missed the exit, but also, I'm excited to just be out there.
Nice. When you say it's cold outside, folks, it's 50 degrees here.
It's exactly 47.
47, which people on the East Coast are laughing at us.
Sorry.
It's a bit windy, darling.
Just a little bit. I'm so excited. This is going to be really fun.
Yeah.
And I'm happy we got such a big turnout.
He's doing very good for a good cause.
Figure out
All right.
this route and hope I don't get lost in the desert.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yay!
You did it, darling.
Oh.
A wonderful race. Nice scenery.
It was, and it's only cold when you're standing here.
Final thoughts.
I am very happy I got to do this, and it was really fun and actually challenging, more challenging than I anticipated, because I thought we were going to be running on flat ground and there was dirt and squishy dirt and a little bit of an incline and really strong winds pushing at us a few times. That was, yeah.
But you did it. You did your final 5K before your surgery.
I did it, yay! So excited.
I'm proud of you, darling. So it is the day before your surgery,
Yes, sir.
and I see you have a little basket there.
I do. I have a basket of goodies, a lot of things in here I'm going to need for the rest of my life.
The rest of your life.
Yeah.
Wow. Like what?
Like vitamins and whatnot. I have, oh, well, this is my Isopure. So this one I'll mainly use the first few days after. And it's protein that is sugar-free and like, I don't know if it's plant-based, but it's really like, it has good stuff in it and it's super basic and it works with my vegetarian lifestyle. It helps me get the nutrients I need.
And how long do you have to do that for?
Well, this one I guarantee I have to do like the first few months, probably a little more after that. But I really didn't want to concern myself with knowing everything that I had to take every step of the way because it's very overwhelming. So I want to be sure I know what to do, you know, the first kind of phase of it. And then in the second phase, I'm
worry about the now, pretty much.
Yeah.
The next few months.
Exactly. Yeah. So then I have these. They're calcium chews.
Delicious.
And yeah, they taste like caramel. Like they're actually quite delicious. So those I'll have to do like a couple times a day. And then my multivitamin. This one's chewable. Most of my things are like chewable because of my new stomach. It won't be able to handle a lot of super processed things. So yeah, the chalky strawberry in for the win. Then I have an extra vitamin D because I'm pretty low on vitamin D in general in life. So add that in. So, oh yeah, they gave me Prilosec because that's going to help the new stomach with all of its, you know, train tracky cuts and awesomeness.
Okay.
They need to keep the acidity level low. Oh, my thyroid. Still have to continue taking my thyroid medicine because it's trying to give up on life.
Yeah.
And my depression medicine. So antidepressant.
Okay.
AKA Prozac. And yeah.
Okay, so now we know what you're going to be ingesting in the next few months. So why don't you talk about what are you getting done tomorrow?
So tomorrow is going to be the gastric sleeve. They're removing a huge chunk of my stomach, and while they're removing it, they like cauterize and seal, so it's kind of like clipping it off. The part that is going to remain is going to just already naturally be hooked up to my esophagus and then end going into my intestines. So there's not going to be any clipping or rewiring of that stuff, and I definitely didn't want that. That's why I chose this one. In the end, my stomach's going to be about 2.5 ounces. That's what it can hold.
Okay. Now let's get into, we did the what, now what's the why? Why are you doing this?
Because I had issues with my weight since I was a little kid. This is, and my earliest memories of it are when I was like 4 or 5. And just growing up, I would do different diets. I would do Slim Fast.
Slim Fast as a little kid?
Slim Fast as a 12-year-old.
Wow.
I think, yeah. And I tried, you know, and even I was active as a little kid. And nothing seemed to work. And I didn't even know that my thyroid had problems until I was like 20 maybe. So maybe 19, but it could have been that way my whole life. I don't know, but I ended up doing the wrong things to lose weight. So binging and purging, or just not eating, hiding all that stuff from everyone. And I did get to be pretty thin, but I did have a lot of like flappy skin, so it wasn't the healthy way by any means. And then I started doing more active stuff as I was an adult, and things weren't changing. Things did, like, I gained a bunch of weight, but even being active and putting in all these miles, it didn't help anything.
Well, when did the binging and purging start?
I'm gonna say like 17.
Okay, so you're in high school.
Yeah.
And so, how long did that go on for?
Till a couple years ago.
Okay, but what was? Because I've seen pictures of what was the largest you've ever been?
Probably after I had Leilani in 2008. So I think 2009 is where I like super peaked, and that was just a few pounds off of what I am now, but everything, like the shape was different. So.
And you weren't binging and purging during your pregnancy?
No.
Okay.
No, I made sure I did everything the right way with them. And I had gestational diabetes for both pregnancies, so I had to be super, super cautious.
Okay. And so when you met me in 2012, you were pretty thinnish. And you would get up early, you would go to the gym at 4 a.m. You're doing your elliptical all the time. But yeah, you had loose skin. And then, so what happened so were you purging then?
Yes.
Okay. So then what happened so then we got married and then the weight came on. Is that because, so talk about that. Why did the weight start? So you must have stopped binging and purging at a certain point.
Yes.
Yeah, because you started getting therapy.
Exactly. So a lot of things that were going on in our lives contributed to that, like the stress, the stuff we had to deal with right after we got married with the kids, and them being abused, and DCFS and the courts and all of this stuff. That took a huge toll on me, and I had gone the longest, like during those years from after we got married, or like just before, with not binging and purging. Like I used to do it very often, and this one was like a lot less often, but it would still happen.
How often?
Like instead of 4 or 5 times a week, it would happen maybe 2 or 3. Like it was still there. But that was the kind of stuff that had made me like feel better.
Yeah.
Because there was something that I could control with that. And then I started therapy, and that really helped out. And I got back on medication, so I got on Prozac and really started seeing things differently. But a lot of it was through therapy, because I had that kind of third-party outlet, that someone that wasn't in the thick of it with us, like, yes, I could talk to family, but they're still going to be biased because they're family. And I needed that outside person. So that really started to help with everything in life, including eating disorders.
And so how long has it been since you've binged and purged?
2 years.
And that's when the weight, because that makes a lot of sense, because that's like about after a wedding.
Yeah.
And you can see the pictures there. I mean, that's when you really gained a weight after that. And I know from the outsider looking in, I was watching you working out like crazy, eating pretty good. I mean, I ate way worse than you did.
Yes.
And and you're just running around like crazy. I mean, you're not fast or anything, but you ran. You do like, you got to a point where you're doing like 6 miles 4 or 5 times a week. And I was watching you, and nothing was losing. And on my end, I was like, why isn't she not losing anything? This is weird.
After speaking to the doctors and seeing, like, showing them, look, this is what I have done, and there's no change. Then you're going through the classes and understanding, like, okay, it's not entirely my fault. Like, yeah, we have froyo, you know, we have like anybody will snack and whatever, but all the things I was doing should contribute to something, not the nothing.
Exactly.
So that was really nice to hear and kind of like validating.
And so this surgery, it's going to help your thyroid also and your metabolism.
It's going to boost my metabolism. I don't necessarily think it's going to help my thyroid.
Oh.
So I'm excited about that. And then when I can, after all of the healing time, when I can get back into it, then everything that I do, like, I'll actually get results from.
Okay, so let's segue into the future. Now, what are you hoping to see from this? What do you, in your mind's eye, what do you vision in the future? Like a year from now, what do you hope to see or be doing, or the feeling you get? Like, are you hoping to be able to run a whole marathon, or be able to run without dying, or not having that feeling of all that weight attached to you? Or
realistically, I'll probably only be able to like jog a 5K.
Yeah.
Because of all of the healing time, I can't get back into training. I can't do any of that for like a year. So I'll be like walking and then power walking, and then so in a year I expect to be like power walking, you know, hopefully jogging a 5K. Like, I know working back up to marathon, it's going to take some time. Like, I have to be very realistic about it, because what they have done to the inside, like my gut, it's a big deal. So I need to make sure I take care of myself.
And you're wanting, because you mentioned when we were talking to some friends a few weeks ago, you said in your head you see yourself as a little tiny girl. Yes,
and it's not to say like I'm not what's the word where, you know, you like think so much of yourself and like,
no, not conceited. You're not being conceited.
No, not at all. But in my head, my whole life, I've, you know, like, we naturally envision ourselves a certain way, and no matter what we see in the mirror or any picture, but in my head, I've always seen myself as just a short, like, petite-bodied girl, and that's it. And for my whole life, that vision in my brain has never matched what I see in the mirror, and definitely not pictures. Pictures for me are a huge like assault on my eyes. Like, they're so shocking and so like, oh my God, okay, we can put the pictures away now. Like, I'm good. I don't want to see them. You know, I can barely deal with mirrors, but you know.
I think I'm looking forward, that's one of the aspects I'm looking forward to the most, is because, you know, I like us to take pictures together. I like us to be on video together. I like us to, and you are, I mean, you are now pretty okay. You've pretty much given into my relentless nagging of it. And so but you do great on it. And so I'm looking forward to being able to say, hey, darling, let's take a selfie, and not hear the whole, or the feeling of, do we have to kind of thing. Because I don't think we sincerely have. We only have a couple pictures of us together for the past couple of years.
Exactly.
And I want to stop, because when we got together, pictures all galore. So I want to get back to having loads of pictures and not feeling like I'm bothering you. I want you to be like, picture, selfie. Like, I want to be the one on that side saying, can we stop with the pictures already?
Alrighty.
But over what I'm looking forward to seeing you feeling confident and having that confidence exude, and also having you live longer and healthier. Because the longer and healthier we live, the more impact we can make in the world. So that's what I think that's what the main goal of this surgery is.
Yes. So the goal for me is to live a really long time, to see our kids grow up, to be able to do things with them, to say like, you know, hey, let's go play basketball or whatever, and not worry about like if I go this way, like my body still keeps going and I'm gonna bust an ankle. You know, I want to do that kind of stuff, but I can only be out there for like 10-15 minutes, and I'm like, I'm gonna crack some kind of bone because this body doesn't do what I want it to, and I want to be able to just be around them. And,
yeah, and the grandkids, you want to be able to chase the grandkids around.
Yeah, and you know, really stand up for everything that I believe in, and all the stuff we're doing with Run for Grace. I really want, like, I want to be the way I feel in my head, because the way I feel in my body during activity is not the same. And you know, it goes to show, like, when we did that 5K, you're just tooting along and like in front of me, behind me, talking to people, back up to me, and I'm just like, it was such a struggle for me to really keep the focus of just, I'm gonna do this and keep going. And I can't compare myself. I can't compare myself to anyone. But there were so many times where I just kept thinking, like, I am 4 inches shorter and 100 pounds heavier than him. A guaranteed 100. And I can't wait to be able to do things like that.
Okay, so and before we head out to the next clip, which is going to be your surgery, you're going to do your best to film what you can when you're there.
Yeah. Sneak my cell phone in.
No promises, but we'll see what we can get. But what is the purpose of this, of documenting this?
Because I want to show people my journey through it, that, you know, we all have different things to overcome, and no one should be worried or feel bad having to do this. It's not by any means like an easy way out. It's not a way to fix this. It's just part of the process to help me get to where I want to be. I still have to be active. I still have to eat the right way. I still, you know, have to do all these normal healthy things. And, you know, if I can do it, anybody can. Love you.
I love you.
I love you mucho, and I will, send a pic right before I have to stuff my things away.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Young treat. I love you. Come here. Sit. I love you. I'll be right back, okay? I'm sorry. I know. But I'll be back.
All set, darling?
All set. I'm here.
You got your phone.
Yes.
You got your paperwork.
Yes. And drive away before they try and tell me to give my phone back to you, because I'm not doing it.
Will do.
Okay. Love
Bye-bye.
you.
Love you.
So I'm here. I got my gown on. It's so blue and fancy. They gave me a blanket to keep warm. All my stuff is in a bag. And I got my fancy socks. Let's do this. I'm a little drugged up, but I feel like way better than I thought I was gonna feel. And my stomach hurt, like the incisions kind of hurt and burn a little. I've had to cough a few times. That was not fun. But I just wanted to say I love you guys mucho, and I'm gonna get up and walk from this lovely cozy bed over to the restroom. So,
Hello. You made it. How are you? Thank you for helping. Okay, darling, it is now 3 days after your surgery. So, tell us all about it.
well, I've never been into. I've never been into Palmdale Regional, like in their surgery area, and it was a very nice, quiet people. Like, people there were amazing, so like gentle and had a great bedside manner. They gave me my medicine before I got to the ER room, which was, I mean, not the ER, the surgery room, which was great, because I usually get it when I'm in there, and so it's cold and it's just like neon white, and every time before surgery I usually cry right when I get into that room. So this was nice. I just remember like wheeling down the hallway, and then goosh, I'm waking up. But they had said everything went smooth, and I got in there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I think we left at what, 3:30? Yeah.
About 4.
Okay. So it wasn't too bad, and they kept telling me in recovery, like, oh my gosh, you're doing so good, oh my gosh. And I'm like, okay, thanks. So listening to some of the other patients around me, I guess I was doing a little better. So that was nice. Then we get home. Anthony's been treating me fantastic, helping me all the way through. I can only drink clear liquids right now. Tomorrow I can start, like, I can have some almond milk, I can have my protein shakes, but until then I just have like a powder protein. So it kind of makes water taste like lemonade, which is good. You get flavor. I can also only eat popsicles and yeah, anything that's clear. I've had some Jell-O, it's just ultra sweet, so I'm not a fan of that. It seems like after the surgery, things that I would really appreciate that were sweet they're just too much. So that's nice.
So I think people want to know the pain.
All right.
How has the pain been these past few days?
The pain has been not as awful as I thought it would be. Like, I've had my gallbladder out before, I've had my appendix out, and there's a lot of like abdomen pain. This one, it's just pretty sore. Later on I took Tylenol extra strength, just one pill, and it's fantastic. So I've just been doing that, like one pill every 8 hours or so. And it's sore, but I wouldn't have anyone like not go through this process, you know, if they're worried about pain. Because trust me, I am a wuss. And yeah, the pain isn't that bad. It's just super uncomfortable.
But you've had your nausea. That
Yes.
was something.
So nausea was a big deal. They did this little patch. I don't know if you can see it. Ugh, I can't turn. But they put a little patch behind my ear to help with nausea, and I also have nausea medication. That helped out a lot because I was sipping water the first day and a half and just like wet heaving a lot. That was not fun. But that was only the first like day and a half, and then after that, all is well. So,
And you've had pain in your chest.
yes.
That felt like a heart attack.
Yeah, so the surgeon had told me everything to expect, and it's perfect because everything he said is happening like literally right on schedule. So that's great. But he told me that I'm going to have this pain underneath my breastisis, and it's going to feel like a heart attack. He goes, don't worry, that's just like from me doing my job. Okay, fine. And so that's kind of been coming and going. It really just feels like you have a lot of pressure under there. Like if someone could just like pop a balloon and like release, you'd be great. But yeah, it'll stay for like 30 seconds. Sometimes it'll stay for like 3 or 4 minutes, and I just have to like tough through it. So I usually try and walk it out to make it go a little faster, but we'll see. It's
Nice.
not unbearable.
So this is the, I guess, the end of this series, this episode, and we will put up other episodes as we go along, updates of what you're going through.
Yeah.
But I think this will be very helpful for those who are going through this, kind of have an idea of what to expect.
Yeah, and I had the sleeve done. I didn't have the bypass because I didn't want things like clipped and reconnected and sutured back together and all that. So they just took a healthy chunk of my stomach, clipped it off and pulled it out through one of these holes, which I pushed, and that didn't feel good. Yeah, so I'd say if that's something you're looking forward to doing or you're wondering about it, look, I'm still alive and I am such a wimp when it comes to pain. So anyone can really do it.
All right. Well, thank you for taking us on your journey, this first step. I guess if people want to see how your journey is going, they're going to have to subscribe to the channel so they could keep up with it.
Yeah,
Just-
for sure. I'll be doing updates, and this is no secret. I want to be transparent. So
Yeah. All right. Thank you, darling.
Thank you.